This is an open challenge to ewatchmandotcom in regards 1 Peter chapter 3, 18 and 19. This is based on your uh, uh, commentary you made, because somebody requested that you do that. Uh, These questions are based on the first half, like 4 minutes of your video. Um, Number one, um, you said the Bibles that are mistranslated. Could you just sometimes, instead of just saying that, could you please show us proof how they were mistranslated? You said Jesus Christ was raised in the Spirit. So my question to you, sir, is can a spirit die? If a spirit needed to be raised, then are you telling me that a spirit can die? Okay. Um, Question: in Revelation 1:18, Jesus says, "I was dead, now I'm alive forever." Is he talking about spiritually he was dead, or physically he was dead? In Revelation 1:5, it says, "First to rise from the dead." Okay, could you please explain to me, was he first one to die spiritually or in the flesh, that he was risen? Uh, uh, and you mentioned 1 Corinthians chapter 15, but if you read 17 through 20, it says, "First, if Christ not raised, our faith is in vain." Okay? So for something to be raised, don't you think, sir, it had to die first? So again, I want to hinge on, can a spirit die? Could you please answer me that question? Because your doctrine is an Arian doctrine. What you're explaining has been around since the 1st century, which is what they claim was Jesus was a phantom. He was more of, he was just more of, looked like flesh, but he wasn't. He was a spirit walking around. When Jesus was, it said when Jesus was in the tomb 3 days and 3 nights. What was in the tomb? Okay, was it the spirit that was in the tomb or the body? Okay, remember it says 3 days and 3 nights. And if you claim that he was raised in the spirit, what happened to the body? Where did the body go? Because it limits it to 3 days. This is, I'll give you Matthew 12:40. Matthew 12:40. It limits it to 3 days. You notice? Okay. And in Acts 1:9, they physically watch Jesus ascend to heaven. They physically watch Jesus to ascend to heaven. Can you see spirit? Can we see spirit through our carnal eyes as it is moving around or ascending or descending? Could you please answer these questions for me? I'm challenging you. Please respond. In the prophecy of Psalm 16:10, it says the body won't rot in the grave. Okay, if the body is not going to rot in the grave, what's happening to it? Where did it go? Why is he talking about won't rot? So what is it going to happen to it that it won't rot in the grave? Okay, these are some of the questions. And when it says he went sat on the right side of his Father, can a spirit sit down? Can a spirit have a seat? Okay, could you please answer this question? And you were talking about, and then one thing that you never explained to the guy that requested that you do a commentary on this is, You never told us the timeline when he went to preach. Okay? When he went ascended, or when he went to the captives to preach or declare. You never told us when did that happen. The reason why is, could you please tell us when that happened? Because after his resurrection, after the third day, Mary Magdalene and the apostles saw him walking, looking for the apostles. So when did that happen? I want to know a timeline. And another question for you, sir, is when did Jesus become born again? When did Jesus become born again? If he was conceived of God's Spirit, was it after his birth from Mary? Or was it after his baptism? Because he said after he became born again, he was accepted by his Father as a son. So when did Jesus become born again? You can pause these videos whenever you feel like it. Second, before he became born again, what kind of a son was he to his father? What kind of a son was he to his father? Okay, during John 1:1, what kind of a son was he to his father? Okay, was he the unborn again son, unspiritual son, fleshly son? What kind? Because you said he became his spiritual son after he became born again. So give me a timeline when he became born again. And before he became born again, what kind of a son was he to his father? I hope these are clear to you. I've got a whole lot to ask you for the first few minutes that you made a commentary on. So basically, please, a very key question here is: does a spirit die? Okay. Another deal I wanted to tell you is. In Luke 24:39, I want to ask you this. Why would Jesus rebuke Philip and tell him that I am not a ghost? I am flesh and bones. Okay? Why would he rebuke him after his resurrection? And then on the edge of the Sea of Galilee, when he was feeding the apostles fish, it says he ate with them. Does a spirit eat food? Does a spirit eat food? Okay? Another one, you were talking about the Nephilims, or the sons of God. Can you please explain to me, can voluntarily angels, okay, have sexual relations with women? Explain that to me. Can they generate themselves into flesh? You saying turn themselves into men and have sexual relations with women? Can angels have sex? You can pause, just pause. Take your time, pause through this, and take notes on a piece of paper, and then reply to me. This is an open challenge, sir. Friendly challenge.